So what are we doing here again?
Why is the best reason
Why are they here?
Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and you can pre-order all of the Tarmogoyf cards you need right now by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we're playing Modern on the hardest mode, so let's talk about our deck. Jump into a league, see it in action. Alright, so here is our deck, and I will warn you heading into it. We've played a lot of jank over the years. We have played some pretty questionable decks, and this one, it might be the jankiest. It might take the cake out of all the Modern Against the Odds decks that we have ever played. When you look at what our deck's trying to do today, just look at our curve. We're trying to curve a 2-mana 0-1 into a 3-mana 2-2 into a 4-mana 3-2. And this is Modern, a land of 1-mana 13/13s, and Storm combos, and all the busted stuff that goes on. And we're playing, I don't know, 4-mana 3-2s, 2-mana 0-1s. So we kind of start off with a questionable concept to begin with. And then if you actually read the reviews on some of these cards, oh my goodness, they're brutal. Like, look at our Tarmogoyf here, our 2-mana 0-1. People are not very excited about this card, and that's kind of why I wanted to play this deck. Like, the whole idea of Against the Odds is to take really bad cards that no one else appreciates and try to make them good. And I mean, I think Tarmogoyf definitely fits on this list. Kind of meh, if you ask me. Some new card types it could be better. This creature could see some limited play, but it doesn't make me say, wow, I love it so much. Play it on turn 2, Buried Alive on turn 3, get a 3/4. So maybe the problem is that Buried Alive is not legal in Modern. If we could have that in our deck, maybe this card would work. Or, I don't know, not bad, not great Eager. Maybe a Dredge deck. Maybe we need to add some Stinkweed Imps. Maybe it's our brewing that's the problem. Maybe we needed to brew around this card a little bit more. And then that kind of remains true with the rest of our cards as well. Our other 2-drop, also slightly worse stats than a Grizzly Bear. Meh, as it is, it's very, very bad. I don't know what to say. It's no Meddling Mage. It could be useful, but will probably suck. Not impressed, but I do like its synergy with Sensei's Divining Top. Another card that's banned in Modern. I really wanted to play top to try to power up our almost Grizzly Bear, but unfortunately, legality issues got in the way with that one. Very disappointed. It's a horrible Phyrexian Arena with a body. So yeah, I mean, that one's not all that exciting either, according to the community. And then, of course, our key Planeswalker, a 4-of in our deck, also doesn't get the best reviews. I mean, compare this to Jace, and it's just dirty. Black finally gets a Planeswalker that's low CMC, but you gotta build around it where Jace can go into anything. At least Gatekeeper of Malakar had a 2-2 body. So worse than Gatekeeper of Malakar, I guess our Planeswalker doesn't threaten to take over the game. Koth gives you a 4/4 for nothing in 2 turns. Gideon single-handedly takes control of the game. Jace pours out advantage. This breaks you even on cards. Seems questionable. It'll heavily depend on if you have a lot of cards that you want to pitch or discard. Kind of meh. I love how our second ability and low CMC synergize together, but ultimately just lackluster. As it stands, pretty underwhelming. Unless there's some awesome flashback stuff, there's no reason I want to play this card ever. So, as I said, we're in the ultimate hard mode. We are playing the jankiest cards. The community has spoken and said, these are horrible, but it's against the odds. And it's all about trying to make these absolutely underpowered, horrible cards work. So, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Can curving a 0-1 into a 2-2 for 3, into a 3-4 for 2 with a Planeswalker that's pretty meh, and unless you got good flashback stuff, should never be played anywhere, and no Dredge threats, no Sensei's Divining Top. Can this pile even work? Let's jump into some games, find out. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. All right, Against the Odds time. We are hard moding it this week in Modern. Playing, I mean, if you believe the spoilers, some of the worst cards that have ever been printed in the history of Magic. I mean, we're trying to win with 0-1s. 0-1s for 2, 2-1s for 2. I mean, creatures that are technically strictly worse than Grizzly Bears, like when you really think about it. And we're hoping that just, works out. Verdant Catacombs go. Well, we got some 2-1s. Not quite a Grizzly Bear, but close. It's like a Grizzly Bear that dies to Lava Dart. Boot it. Blood Crypt. Untapped. And Inquisition. Aww. Our almost Grizzly Bears. Actually, maybe our opponent takes Fatal Push. That's a card that was widely considered to be good even when it was spoiled. Why would you take the oh, it's horrible card when you could take, oh my god, that's a great removal spell card. Oh, they do. Okay. Our opponent must have read the spoiler article. Oh, that's the only thing that makes sense. Overgrowth Tomb. Untap. Well, come on, almost Grizzly Bears. Please stick around. Dark Confidant go. Opponent. I mean, I assume this means our opponent has a bunch of removal, but we'll see. Catacombs being cracked. Overgrown Tomb. Oh my god. What if they have Ren in 6? Oh. Ha! Opponent did not read the spoiler articles. Well, that's on our opponent. Let's Thoughtseize. Oh boy. We might be killing ourselves here. Thoughtseize. Take a... Oh boy. All of these are bad for us. Teamer Battle Rage. Untap land. Well, come on! Not quite Grizzly Bears. We're gonna need some cards here. We're gonna need a lot of removal spells. And we're gonna need them quick because our opponent can Death Shadow and Scourge of the Skyclave. And we are killing ourselves. That is the other drawback of our almost Grizzly Bears. They do have a cost, which is adding up here. Opponent. Yeah, that's a 6/6. Just kidding. That's a 9/9. Well, if we hit like 3 removal spells, look out. And don't die. We also have to not die to our own almost Grizzly Bears. Dark Confidant. Land. Dark Confidant. Okay. Well, at least we didn't lose a lot of life. That's something. None of these cards do anything, though. I mean, now we're just in, like, chump block forever mode and lose all of our stuff? That's not great. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, this isn't good. I think we're dead. Our opponent's 2 drops a 9/9. Ours is a 2/1. We're getting there, I guess. We only need to become immense, and we can almost trade with our opponent's 2-drop with our 2-drop. So close. So close. I mean, now we have to double chump block. I'm not sure there's anything in our deck that gets us out of this. I don't think there is. Well, we knew we were going hard mode this week, and so far, the deck is living up to its reputation. Opponent. Okay, gets a Luris. I think that's technically cheating. All right. Well, we get, I don't even know. We got to hit 2 removal spells. Maybe that does something. Well, all right. I mean, 4 mana 3/2. That's better than a 2 mana 0/1, I think. That doesn't help though. All right. Yeah. Well. Whew. Okay. Yeah. We don't really have cards that do things against our opponent's things. So I guess we run it back. Like Land Destruction, Collective Brutality, Lightning Bolt, none of those do anything. I mean, I guess we didn't really draw much removal or interaction that game. We just drew a bunch of 2/1s. And as we saw, there's a lot of 2 mana 9/9s in Modern. If only we'd had a Strangleroot, guys. We could have blocked twice. Maybe that's the 2/1 we need. That might have bought us a turn. All right, we're on the play. Let's see what this hand looks like. Well, okay. Light on Grizzly Bears, but I guess we'll deal. Vern Catacombs go. Nurturing Peatland and Thoughtseize. I mean, Ren in 6 is a legitimately good card. That's going to let us hit our lands and maybe get to our 4 mana 3/2s. When you just read off the stats of things in this deck, they are kind of hilariously bad. We'll take an Overgrown Tomb tapped. Untap. Blackcleave Cliffs. Well, get down Ren in 6. Get back a Verdant Catacombs. Pass the turn. All right. Play something with 1 toughness, opponent. Dare ya. Opponent. More Thoughtseize. Yeah. Takes a 4-drop. Overgrown Tomb. Oh my god. Is this a 1 mana 9/9 already? Well, I guess they can't play it, or else Ren in 6 might ruin their day if they have a Death Shadow. Opponent passes. More lands. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a Stomping Grounds tapped. Get back Bloodstained Mire. Ooh, we're thinning the deck like no one's business. Look out. The deck is being thinned. Soon we will draw a 2-drop that is not quite as powerful as a Grizzly Bear, and you're going to be in trouble, opponent. All right. That's a 1 mana 3/3. Seems reasonable. Wait. 4/4. Wait, 2 1-mana 4/4s. Okay, fair. Oh my god, 3. Oh. Tron Assembled. That's not good for our deck. Oh, look at that. That's a 2-mana 3/4. Doesn't seem great on this board state, I would say. Okay, so, well, Wooded Foothills, crack it, grab a forest, and come on, something that kills creatures. Preferably 3 of them in one go. Well, that kind of kills a creature. Also kills our creature. Well, no, I guess it doesn't kill our creature. Yeah, alright, well, I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do, which is kill a Why are our creatures so small? Pass the turn. Our creatures are just so small compared to everyone else's creatures. Or at least our opponent's creatures. Opponent cracks a land, draws a card. I mean, if we just keep drawing removal, there's some hope. Kills a dork. Gonna hit our face. Down to 9. Removal, please. Oh, that is removal. Alright, so, well, removal one of you. Tick up. Haha. Discard a land. Combo. We found the combo. We can discard a land and then get it back in our hand. I don't know how anyone ever beats this synergy. We made our opponent discard for no lost value. Literally none. Alright. Technically right this second, Tarmogoyf is big enough to stop a Death Shadow. I don't know if this second's going to last, though, in a world of fetch lands and shock lands. Oh! Ho 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 ho! Ho 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 ho! Good enough! Good enough! Alright! Alright! The little guy comes through! Well, I'm surprised that worked, but it did. I still don't think we really change anything. I guess we're hoping to win this one with our main deck. Alright. Yeah, I mean, our sideboard just doesn't seem set up for this matchup. I mean, I'm glad we got to assemble our combo, though. I was afraid we would never see it, and we hit it already, so... I mean, discard a land, get back a land. So good. Well, here comes the 0/1s. Look out, opponent. Bobble cracks it, takes a peek. Ooh, 1/2s. Almost to 2 Grizzly Bear stats. Crack that. Oh, better than a Grizzly Bear. 2/3. Look out, opponent. Over to and passes. Draws a card. Well, tap land, go. I am glad that we have these fatal pushes. Those seem good in the matchup. Opponent cracks Catacombs. Could use a fetch land, or else this red and 6 doesn't really do much at the moment. Croxa. You know what? We'll just discard the red and 6, I think. Opponent. Oh, play a land. Play a 4/5 for 2. Oh, we really would like to draw another land, though. Opponent. Verdant Catacombs. And passing. If we draw a land, we can eat this Croxa, which would be sweet. Not a land. Well, go to combat. Attack. Alright. Opponent has removal. Yeah, the lack of lands is a problem. Although, up to a 5/6. Oh. Well, that's not ideal. If our opponent has a land, they get to get back Croxa, which is annoying. Opponent. Burn Catacombs cracks it. Yeah, we really need another land. How many lands are in this deck? Opponent. Well, here comes Croxa, I assume. I mean, we do have an answer for it, but it would have been nice to just ooze it and avoid this discard. Sure. I mean, I assume we draw a land eventually. That seems likely. Opponent. That's not a land. Well, I guess that means we gotta pass the turn. Ugh, awkward. When you're playing 0/1s, you need to not get mana screwed. That makes it much more difficult. Well, we will kill this thing. Opponent. Oh, draws a Thoughtseize. Oh, we needed land. We really needed to hit those lands. We're going to spend a lot of spells killing this Croxa, apparently, when if we just draw land, we can get it with the ooze and not worry about it again, which would be so helpful. All right, takes Liliana. Opponent gets a Lurrus. That is a problem. All right, we do draw land, finally. We will incredibly painfully play a Scavenging Ooze. And equally painfully eat the Croxa. Pass the turn. Well, awkwardly, we cannot actually... Still can't cast a Seasoned Pyromancer. Wow, the big dismember. Alright, down to 3. Maybe we should have brought in Lightning Bolt. And there's a Lurrus to cast the Bobble to draw a card. Well, I mean, we can kill it, which is good. Our opponent getting to draw free cards is not good. Yeah. Well, hard mode continues. Sack a land. Wow, we are the mana screwiest. Kill that. Oh no. One thing I've learned over the years is when you play jank, you really got to hit your land drops. Mana troubles on top of 0/1s. Whew. Usually leads to a bad time. Thoughtseize. I assume you take Seasoned Pyromancer, which seems like the card that could potentially get us out of this. Yeah. Well, if there's a Death Shadow, things are scary. Land, maybe? No. Well, let's Inquisition, I guess. Opponent's down to 1 life. Alright, multiple creature removal spells. What we would give for a gut shot. Oh, Red and 6. A Red and 6 would actually do it with the 1 damage. Opponent, Peatland. The problem is eventually our opponent's going to draw into huge things, and if we don't have answers to those huge things, they're going to kill us in like 1 attack. Opponent passes. Oh, we do draw land. Well, play Tarmogoyf. Play a land. We know our opponent has an answer to this. Opponent. Yeah, there's a Rampage. This mana scenario is so bad for us. Well, how about a Dark Confidant? I mean, I assume our opponent's just holding a bunch of removal. Or else they'd be casting things that do things. Or fetch lands, I guess, would be stuck in their hand mostly. About it. Ha! 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 Bad Grizzly Bear! Opponent drew a bunch of lands that didn't do anything. Bad Grizzly Bear. Okay. We got there. Alright. Well, I didn't know if it was ever going to happen, but... I mean, I've said this before. The hard part about against odds is you lose a lot. The best part, though, is when you finally win with the deck. It is the best feeling. So, well, we got there. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are hard moding in Modern with 0/1s. Can a 0/1 win in 2021 Modern? That is the overarching question of the week. I mean, this hand, considering the quality of cards in our deck, this hand actually looks really good. We have, a couple of Planeswalkers that are actually pretty powerful to go along with the 0/1s. All right, Goblin Guide. Opponent goes attacking. We get a land. We probably need to kill this, I assume. Well, Blackleaf Cliffs. Yeah, I don't think running out of 0/1 does very much, especially in a potential Lava Dart matchup. Opponent, land, goes to combat. I mean, it's a free roll to see if we hit a land here, and then we can kill Goblin Guide. Land? Yes, okay. Everything's coming up. Goyf. Well, kill the Goblin Guide. Ooh, opponent passes? Well, in that case, I think we just make our opponent start discarding cards to try to get burn out of their hand. So Liliana Uptick, discard a Overgrown Tomb. The opponent also has an extra land. Opponent. I guess our opponent could be like 8-whack, maybe? Burn seems most likely, though. Why is our opponent not doing anything, though? I'm very confused. Well, Uptick, discard Bloodstained Mire, play Renin 6. Wow! Okay. Well, apparently you don't even need the 0/1 if you, if you have multiple Planeswalkers. 0/1 unnecessary. Okay, what are we cutting? There might be an argument for a Dark Confidant or two. Seems a bit painful. Probably want more cheap removal. Maybe trim Thoughtseize. Brutality's good. And we go to like a Kolaghan's Command. Go down an Assassin's Trophy. Let's try it like that. Cut a little bit of painful stuff. Because I assume our opponent is burning. They just had a flood outy draw. Well, I don't think we can keep this. Cannot really cast our 0/1s. Yeah, okay. This is fine. Let's just put very painful Dark Confidant to the bottom. Well, we can kill things at least. We can kill things. Hopefully we draw a land and can get down Renin 6 into Seasoned Pyromancer. That would be pretty decent. Down to 19. Now, there's a land. Is it worth shocking ourselves? Probably not. Let's just play a Swamp. I think we want to avoid losing a lot of life to our own mana base in this matchup. Opponent, Mountain, combat, attacks. Well, let's push it. Opponent, suspends a Rift Bolt. Well, Inquisition, sweet. Inquisition, take a Lightning Bolt. Verdant Catacombs, wouldn't mind some life gain. Like a Collective Brutality would be good. Scavenging Ooze would be interesting at least. Get bolted. Down to 16. Probably get skewered. Yeah, there's a land. Relic of Progenitus, sure. Sure. Well, it's going to keep our 0/1 a 0/1, I think. Opponent, passing. Okay, there's a skewer. Down to 13. Well, crack this. Down to 12. Yeah, let's run out Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard, I think, Renin 6 and land. I feel like with the Relic out, we're probably not going to get much value out of Red and 6 anyway. Opponent is theoretically temporarily out of cards, which isn't bad for us. Wow, still out of cards. I mean, our opponent does have redraws, so there's draw number 1. And they can draw again off Islet. Is lit. Lava Spike down to 9. No fear? No fear. Our own cards wouldn't kill us, would they? Hopefully not. I mean, that's the risk you take on against odds. Sometimes your cards kill your opponent, sometimes they kill you. All while being almost a grizzly bear. Go attack it, get ya. Well, we'll see. The problem is our opponent's at a really high life total, and they are going to have 2 cards in hand this turn. And we have a Dark Confidant, which you never know. Wild card. Bit of a wild card. All right, more redraw lands. Cracks it. About it. Passing. All right, little pain, please. All right, that's not painful. That's good. Do we spend a life to attack with Raging Ravine? Probably. All right, down to 8. Fire up Raging Ravine. Go to combat. So let's see. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think we can leave back the Elemental in case there's a haster and still easily have lethal next turn, hopefully, if we're alive. Opponent adapts. 3 lands, 3 cards. Please not 3 bolts. All right, more lands. Opponent's drawing a lot of lands. I mean, that's making our life a little easier. An opponent. Oh, wow. Okay. Almost Grizzly Bears getting the job done still. Huh. I mean, for being so harshly reviewed during spoiler season and for looking so questionable, the deck's actually kind of working. It's kind of working. You never know it against odds. You just never know. Sometimes you play stuff that everyone thinks bad, and I mean, it actually works. Well, sweet. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are almost grizzly bearing in modern. Played some 2-mana, 2/1s, 0/1s, and apparently also drawing lots of lands this game. But hopefully that's fine. I mean, we do have an Inquisition, and we do have an actual, honest-to-God grizzly bear, which, oh dear. That's Tron with 2 Tron lands and an, oh boy. Oh dear. Okay, well, go grizzly bears. You can do it. Oh, more lands. Well, we're definitely shocking ourselves to play a creature. We're not doing anything else. Get it over, go tube, untapped, and look out, literal grizzly bear. Honestly, I think the most powerful starting stats of any of the 2 drops in our deck. Urza's mine, and opponent draws another expedition map. Yeah, well, this is not going to end well for us. Well, we do have an Assassin's Trophy, which we could draw. That would be spectacular. Down to 18. Opponent untaps. Yeah. Expedition map. Well, come on, one Assassin's Trophy. That's what we need, and we need it right now. About it. Green mana. And Walking Ballista. Well, we will kill that. Get pinged. Up to a 3/3. Look out, Tron. Oh. Well, Raging Ravine. Our odds of hitting our one of land destruction spell is so low. Opponent down to 15. Yeah, it's so low I don't think it's worth cracking the peat land, because if we keep playing lands, we can turn on Raging Ravine. That's sort of a thing that doesn't get Ugin. Opponent. Oh no, is this a Karn? Okay, yeah, that's not great. Eats the ooze. Well, Bloodstained Mire, crack it, thin the deck, get a mountain. Well, we gotta hope our opponent doesn't draw a land this turn. If our opponent doesn't draw a land, then we can Thought Seize the Ugin next turn, which would be decent. Oh boy, that's like drawing 3 lands. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Well, that was not especially close. If there's good news, it's that we do have 3 Cleansing Wildfires, 2 Alpine Moons, which seem helpful. I think we go down probably Fatal Pushes and Scavenging Ooze. I think we have enough to kill Walking Ballista without Fatal Push, and Fatal Push doesn't do much other than kill Walking Ballista. Well, alright, can our land destruction save us? It helps at least, but yeah. I mean, kind of feels like our opponent's just playing a different game of Magic than us, Tron. I mean, I guess at the same time, it's sort of traditional for our janky against odds decks to get crushed by Tron, so, Maybe it's not the 0/1's fault. About it. Figuring out how to sideboard. Well, we get to play first. This is a hand that would normally be good in a lot of matchups, but it just doesn't do anything against our opponent's deck. Well, this we're going to keep. We can Thought Seize into almost Grizzly Bear, into 0/1, which is hilariously about the best our deck can offer, outside of drawing some land hate, which would be sweet. Well, Swamp and, let's just Inquisition first. Inquisition you. Take Sylvan Scrying. Oh, that's a lot of Wraths. It's a lot of Wraths in hand, and a Karn, and 2 Tron lands. There's a Power Plant, opponent passing. Well, Wooded Foothills, crack it. Stomping Grounds, untapped. 2-1 for 2, go. Opponent, Tower, Chromatic Star. Land destruction? Lands. Well, we get to Thoughtseize you. Oh! Our opponent just naturally drew into Tron. Alright, well, hit ya. That's not good. Wow. Well, that is Tron luck for you. Yeah, that's an Oblivion Stone. And is our opponent going to crack the Oblivion Stone? Adds black mana, draws a card. Wow, don't even need to crack it. Well, play Peatland. Spin the wheel. Hopefully hit land destruction. Well, alright, Liliana. Tick it up. Oh, discard Tarmogoyf. Go to combat, hit ya. Did not find land destruction, though. Oh, what does our opponent find? They got a lot of mana. Opponent. Oh, what we would give for an Alpine Moon. Or Cleansing Wildfire, any of those. That's what we really wanted to hit off that Bloodbraid Elf. That would have really swung the game in our favor. Opponent. Expedition Map. Cracks it. Gets another Tron piece. Plays it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, the luck of the Tron is out in full effect. Okay. Well, now I'm not sure it matters what we do. Crack this. Huh! Look at that. I mean, Cleansing Wildfire is sweet, but there's already a Karn on the battlefield. So I'm not sure it matters at this point. Tick up. Discard Dark Confidant. Play Black Leaf Cliffs. Pass the turn. Oh, 1 turn too slow. And also our opponent drawing pretty Tron-y. Because we did Thoughtseize, and there was not a Karn in our opponent's hand when they spun into it. Chromatic Star. Bloodbraid to hit the Karn would be interesting. Well, play Renin 6. Tick up Liliana. Get back a Peatland. Play it. Well, pass the turn. We'll see what our opponent finds. I assume that they have to answer the Liliana in one way or another. Or else the ultimate is going to beat them. If they have a land, they can Wrath, but that does Wrath away their Karn. If they take down Karn on Liliana, then Renin 6 can ping the Karn. So he might actually get through that Karn somehow. About it. 2 cards in hand. No Tron at the moment, though. Alright, hits the Liliana. Sure, that was expected. Expedition Map. Alright, so Tron reassembled. Yeah, 5 mana. And oh my goodness! Wow! Now I assume this Karn can get a Pithing Needle and shut down Renin 6. Huh. Well, that's an interesting choice. Well, let's crack this Peatland. Hit another land. Now play the land, crack the land. Get a Blood Crypt untapped. Season Pyromancer. Kill the Karn. Oh, I mean, our deck is putting up a good fight. The problem is, wow. The problem is our opponent has just hit everything in a row. Good lord. Yeah, we've been able to find Tron hate just a little too slow. And then our opponent just keeps drawing into Reassemble Tron plus Big Finisher over and over again, which that's tough. That's real tough. Tron. Well, I guess it makes sense that we lose to our nemesis. Opponent. Ancient Stirrings off the top. Oh boy. Opponent gets Urza's Tower, plays Urza's Tower. I mean, they have another Karn, though. And that Karn can tutor from the sideboard. And we got nothing. Nothing. I mean, I guess life is pretty hard when your opponent gets to activate Karn Liberated multiple times. Alright. We draw more lands. Well, attack the Karn. Verdant Catacombs go. Opponent puts a counter on the card. So now they can Oblivion Stone and keep the Karn and play a Worm Coil. Alright. Well, more lands and, sure. Well, I guess that makes sense. If there's one thing that Tron is really good at. It is feasting on, janky underpowered decks. So we knew it was hard mode going into this week's Against the Odds, and it turned out to be true. We got off to a nice start, but then Tron, does what Tron does against Jank. Well, all right, on to the next. All right, Against the Odds time. We are playing some, cards that might be good with Dredge. Or maybe Sensei's Divining Top, or if they had a better +1. We got a 0-1, so we're off to a good start. A 0... Just look at this curve. How does anyone beat this curve if we curve out? A 0-1 for 2, a 2-2 for 3, a 3-2 for 4. We got him. We broke Modern. Undefeated 0-1, champion of the world. We do get a Thoughtseize, which is not the worst. That's a legitimate good card. Nurturing Beatland, I guess, and Thoughtseize you. Spend a bunch of life. Oh. Opponent's also on the 0-1 plan. Well, take the 1 mana 13/13. I don't think our curve can keep up with that, honestly, unfortunately. Opponent. Polluted Delta. Oh no. If our opponent also draws discard, that's kind of bad for us because... Oh, Monastery Swiftspear. I guess that's also kind of bad for us. I think we need to hit our land drops here. So crack this. Grab a mountain. Down to 14. Get back the land. Pass the turn. Well, we shall see. So opponent can kill this if they want to. With a bolt. They're probably going to run out their 0-1. Over into untap down to 14. Alright. Bobble. Triggers Prowess. Well, there's a 3-4. And hits our Wrenn and 6. Opponent cracks, takes a peek. Bloodstained Mire, crack it, get a Swamp, Inquisition, take the Lightning Bolt, player 0-1, get back a land for next turn. Well, now we gotta hope our opponent doesn't draw a removal spell. That would be the worst. Like a Fatal Push or something off the top to kill our future Dredge stable would be bad for us. And our opponent gets an extra card with the Bobble. Polluted Delta. Another Bobble. Yeah. And cracks it. Gonna decide if they want to shuffle. Alright, shuffles. The good news is if our opponent takes Lurrus, we can Thoughtseize it. Alright, there's the Lurrus. Opponent. I assume has to pass. Or not. Well, sure. We'll cash in our Wrenn and 6. Well, Thoughtseize you. Gotta get rid of the Lurrus. Play another 0-1, which is actually up to a 6-7 now, and hits our opponent down to 5. We might not be in the worst shape. Opponent has a couple of cards that don't do much. Yeah. Cracks a Bobble, takes a peek. Wow. Maybe we... okay. We drew more 0-1s, and apparently that's enough. I don't think we have much for this matchup, honestly. Lightning Bolt, probably not. Ashiok, no. Yeah, run it back. Try to do that again. Go. Go. Future Dredge staple power. Well, alright. A little light on strictly worse Grizzly Bears. Not strictly worse, but you know what I'm saying. But this hand actually has a lot of good cards. We don't have any of our well, I guess Liliana took some heat when it was spoiled, but Verdant Catacombs. Opponent cracks it. Overgrown Tomb, down to 17. Opponent passes, draws a card. Well, Overgrown Tomb untapped. And Thoughtseize you. Yeah, I guess we just take Kroxa. We don't have any creatures to be fatal pushed anyway at the moment, so sure. Would be nice to get down Wrenn and 6 just to start drawing Scourge of the Skyclave. Well, in that case, I think we better Fatal Push, Verdant Catacombs, go. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent, cracks it. Is it Lurrus time? Oh my god, a Death Shadow too. Okay. Get a Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Well, play Blackleaf Cliffs. Play Liliana. Thankfully here we don't need to use the +1, which is apparently so bad. We can use the -2, which is not as bad. Get rid of the Death Shadow. Finding Scavenging Ooze would be sweet, because this Lurrus is going to come eventually. Also, here comes a Kroxa, which is kind of a clock. Yeah. Let's discard Wrenn and 6, I think. Opponent passing. Well, make some blockers. Discard. Take up Liliana. Discard the fetch land. Peatland, go. Well, We're going to lose a Blood Braid, but in theory, we chump block and then we can take down Liliana to get rid of Kroxa. Opponent, combat, attacks. Maybe it was worth holding on to the land to discard, but then if we discard the land, we can't play Blood Braid anyway. All right, well, we chump. Opponent. Oh, kills the Liliana. Okay, that's awkward. Oh, no. Lurrus? Yeah. Well, we will see. Well, let's Thoughtseize the Lurrus. But can we find a way to... Oh, there's a Fatal Push. We gotta find a way to deal with this Kroxa. This Kroxa is a Kloxa, and that's going to kill us really quickly. Opponent. Fatal Pushes. Oh, Death Shadow off the top. Oh, boy. This is getting worse and worse. All right, draw a card. Well, Assassin's Trophy can kill a thing. Play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh, more creatures. Okay. Well, yeah, this isn't looking good. Kill the Kroxa for now. Opponent gets a land. Kroxa one card away from coming back. Yeah, this not looking good. Not looking good. Not looking good. Get a tap land. We draw more lands. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any way out now. We could Season Pyromancer to make tokens, but that doesn't really buy us anything long term. All right, well, Kroxa's a card. Kroxa's a card. We need more 0/1s. Just didn't find enough 0/1s. We get to play first. All right. Well, we can interact. So that's a good thing, I guess. We don't have any threats. Quote unquote threats. Like 0/1s or 1/2s. Or 3-mana 2/2s or 4-mana 3/2s. It sounds pretty bad when you just read off the stats in a row. Thoughtseize, take a bobble. I think mana screwing our opponent might be our best plan here. So I'm for our opponent. Passing. Threat. Threat, please. You can do it. Come on, deck. All right, land. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Does our opponent top deck a land? Oh, max punishment. All right, well, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess we should have taken a 0/1. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire. Gets an Overgrown 2. Plays a Tarmogoyf. Well, we will kill it. Thin the deck. Get a Stomping Grounds tapped. Untap. Well, play the tap land, pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent does not keep drawing lands. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, so that's not good. All right. And now we know our opponent's going to Veil a Summer too. Oh, huh. I don't think the odds of our opponent drawing 2 lands in a row are that high. But it looks like we are going to be max punished for that happening. Opponent gets to draw another card. We untap. More. Oh, no. Oh, no. We are also drawing all lands, but we don't need all lands. All lands are bad for us. Opponent gets the Lurrus. Passes. Threat, please. More lands. It never ends. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh! Inquisition to answer our... If they drew another land and get to Lurrus and just go off with Bobble. Oh, my goodness. Not good. Opponent passes. Well, look out. Renin 6. Thin that deck. Get the Verdant Catacombs. Replay the Verdant Catacombs. Oh, we're doing nothing. We're doing so little. Opponent plays the Lurrus. Yeah. Gets to start drawing extra cards every turn. Well, we need an answer and we need it this turn. We really need to stop doing... Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. When you're playing 0/1s, you gotta get a little bit of luck. And, not happening. Not happening. Opponent gets to draw an extra card. They get to do this every turn. Yeah. Oh. The problem is we didn't draw enough of our janky build-arounds. Yeah, Thoughtseize away, my friend. This is a lot of lands to be drawn. If only we were playing like an Emrakul. Oh, opponent, another Bobble. So the card draw is just... We're just getting absolutely buried in card advantage here. Absolutely buried. Opponent, Tarmogoyf. Sure, seems good. And a Thoughtseize. Hey, guess what? It's all lands all the time over here in Future Dread Stapleville. Opponent hits Renin 6. Yeah. Gains a bunch of life. We draw. Well, opponent draws. Well, at least Peatland is a land that does something. If we're going to keep flooding. Oh my goodness, this is the worst. Well, we will play a Tarmogoyf. Get back Peatland. Wow, we drew a lot of lands. Pass the turn. Well, our 0-1 has arrived, but it is super late. Opponent. We don't really have any lands left in our deck at this point. Opponent. Yeah, well, drawing extra cards every turn is a good way to find removal spells. That is for sure. Opponent. Going to hit Ren in 6, going to hit us. And yeah, I think this one, unless we get super lucky, I think this one is pretty done. Hey, guess what? Draw an extra card. Opponent cracks it. I will say I am the tiniest bit salty that our opponent kept a one-lander. We thought Caesar Bobble to try to keep our opponent mana screwed. And then our opponent drew lands their next 2 turns to get up to 3 mana, which they needed to be able to function. But then they have not drawn a land out of like 10 cards since. That is like just the absolute worst way this could go for us. Like, that is pretty unfortunate, honestly. Well, sack a Peatland. Inquisition. No, they're Veil of Summer. And, yeah. Well, it can't all be easy when you're playing, wow, that is... Was every land in our deck just in the top half of our deck? I think it was. All right, so that's the top half of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 lands in the top half of our deck. And then, like, yeah, well, fair enough. I mean, yeah, we're playing 0-1s. Stuff like this happens. I guess we should have played it in Dredge, apparently. All right, against the odds time, we are, well, I guess mulliganing a one-lander. Well, this will keep, although awkwardly this hand doesn't really let us cast much until we draw more lands. Well, thought sees you. Oh boy, it's not just spirits, but a really solid spirit draw. I'll take Drog Skull Captain, pass the turn. Opponent. Land untapped. Well, step 1, we need green mana for our 0-1. Alright, that's another 0-1 that we will not ever be able to cast. This isn't looking good. Opponent. Selfless Spirit. Goes attacking, hits us. We draw a green card, pass the turn. Well, I don't know, maybe we should have went to 5. 5 is just not a lot of cards to be able to win with, though. Opponent hits us. Hey! It's green mana. Unfortunately, I think it's too late to do anything. Get a forest. Liliana. Kill a 1-1. It's so bad. Opponent adapts. Land number 3, and that is the dagger. Drog Skull Captain, grows the dorks. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Opponent hits our face. We go to a very low life total. Our 0, we do draw lands finally. They just don't matter. It's just too late. Too late. Too much of a mana screw. Ugh. Yeah. When you play jank, you really gotta have your lands work out, and that time they just didn't. We'll go down an ooze. We'll go down probably a blood braid and run it like that. I mean, I feel like if our 0-1s run well and we can cast them, we got a shot. All right, we get to play first. Functional hand, please. Well, that's better than the last hand, so I guess we will accept it. Still need to draw lands. Well, tap land, go. Opponent. Snow-covered island and ether vial. Now, we do draw a land, which is good. Play a land, play a scavenging ooze. Pass the turn. We would like to blow up this vial if possible, but I don't know how easy that's going to be. Opponent. Another vial. And a land. And cracks it. And a pithing needle. Yeah. Well, play a land. Play a 2-1 for 2. Go attacking. Hit ya. With 2 ether vials, blowing up ether vial, a lot less meaningful. Opponent ether vials. Well, crack this. Grab a mountain. Kill the dork. Opponent. Taking up the vials. Only 2 cards in hand, though. Our opponent drew a lot of artifacts that don't do that much. Shacklegeist. And Supreme Phantom. Well, draw a card. Play the land. Crack the land. Get a swamp. Spin the wheel. Ooh! Okay. Well, good news is we're going to draw some cards. Bad news is our team is not very good at attacking through our opponent's board. Opponent taps. Takes up. And our opponent has a reasonably fast clock here. Really want to hit some removal. Opponent vials in. Another Lord. They just keep coming. Goes attacking. Well, yeah, down to 11. Not good. Tick up. Land. Ugh. Oh, we're dead. We're just super dead. Why is this so tough? Yeah, I mean, play this, get spell quelled, and lose? I'll tick down. Go attacking. Oh, we're going to lose to our 2/1s. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. I mean, I guess we're not technically all the way dead necessarily yet. Just close. Very close. Opponent goes attacking. Well, all right. Oh, boy, if only we had Sensei's Divining Top. If Sensei's Divining Top was legal, then maybe this Dark Confidant card would be good. Reveal 1. Another one. Reveal 2. Down to 1. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent. Wow, we still can't win, can we? 2, 4, 6. 7, 8. Yeah, we're a point of damage short here. We can hit our opponent for 2. Blow up Pithing Needle. Eat something to hit our opponent to 1, and then we still lose. Okay. Well, hit our opponent. Season Pyromancer. 0/1. Death. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess overall, going 2 and 3 with an against odds deck in a Modern League is not the absolute worst. This is one of those decks, it feels so, I guess we're getting into wrap-up stuff, it feels so close to being good. Like, if Sensei's Divining Top was legal, maybe if we could find a way to work some dredge synergies into our cards, or, I don't know, into the deck. Well, I guess that's stuff to talk about in the wrap-up. So what do we learn this week? And overall, we finished 2 and 3 with our deck this week, which I guess isn't surprising. I mean, overall, I was actually pretty thrilled with that performance. Heading into this, I was expecting, I don't know, I was hoping that we would maybe get a win, but we managed to pull off 2 match wins, which for a deck built around creatures that are less powerful stats-wise than Grizzly Bear, and just some of the worst planeswalkers all time, like worse than Koth and Gideon and Jace, you name a planeswalker, ours are probably worse than that. I was pretty impressed that our deck was able to put together, pull off a couple of wins. So I was, I don't know, thrilled, honestly, because like I said, I was expecting this to go way worse than it actually did, and we were actually able to pick up some wins with the deck. So is this like the new tier 1 or anything? You know, I wouldn't say that, but I don't know, if you want to jank around, you got $1,500 extra to spend, you know, on a janky deck. It is a fun option. Like, you can kind of grow your threats. Sometimes you draw some cards, so it can do some cool things. We even pulled off the combo where we had Ren in 6 and then Liliana, and we could like discard a land and then put it back in our hand, which is kind of like drawing an extra land every turn. So we did pull off the combo. So I don't know, my expectations were low going in, and we didn't crush it or anything. This isn't the new tier 1 or anything like that, but we did pull off some wins. We saw the cool synergies, and our deck tried hard at least. Our little 0/1s and 2/1s in overcosted, underpowered threats, they did their best to fight through the Death Shadows and the Karns that we ran into. So anyway, that's been our Against Odds for this week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.